Well, my vision for the space industry extends far beyond the next 5, 10 years. We go out sort of 50 years. And what we're trying to do is look at technologies and service providers who actually will offer something to the real growth of the sector as a whole. We're not looking at silos of Earth observation or men on the moon. We're looking at a holistic view on the space sector. So we bring into consideration the space sector and aerospace sector and defense sector all into one. And our vision is that all these sectors kind of become one. They become something like the tech sector was 15 years ago, which was a sector. And space and defense and aerospace is across all industries rather than considered siloed sectors. There are thousands of early stage space companies in the UK and Europe in particular. And these companies have been largely funded by government and by grants and by ESA and UK Space Association and other very helpful organizations. Now, a lot of them have got to the end of the runway and they can't get private funding because they're not really fundable. There are a couple of guys with this amazing technology. So our view is collaboration is key to the survival of the European and UK space sectors, that these companies should join together into pods and then find an addressable market, which makes them a commercial entity. And then you can layer significant finance on top of these companies after they become commercially viable. So basically, it gives them a step forward in commercialization of their companies and their services by collaborating and joining together. It's a big part of what we do at CITICOURT. Paris Space Week has been amazing. We've met loads of new potential partners, new clients, new investors from India, from the Middle East, from all over Canada, the US, basically from all over the world that we've not met before. And we wouldn't have met in the other space shows that we've been to. So for us, that's been the most valuable bit. There's also been a load of companies that have showcased different things that we've not seen before, which makes it really interesting. There's been a number of big investors here. There's been a number of big entities such as big law firms that haven't been in the sector previously. So yeah, it's been a very significant event and it's been not huge, but full of really high quality interaction. The first change is bridging the gap between public and private funding. Absolutely 100%. And this is government working with industry, working with financial institutions, working with the marketplace to make sure that if regulation needs to be changed in respect to pension and taxes and all these things which encourage private investors, private equity, venture capital to come into the sector, it's absolutely essential that we all work together to bridge the gap between public and private funding for our really valuable space companies. The second thing that needs to change in the sector is the attitude of early stage space companies. A lot of them have been funded purely by public monies, right? And this is great because the government has done a super job in getting in there and funding these companies and getting them to a point where they've got a product. But what they can't do and what government cannot do is fund them to then build and manufacture that product or commercialize that product. So the second thing that needs to change is the attitude of these early stage companies. They need to start off thinking about, how am I going to commercialize this product? Who is my customer going to be for this product? And then they work back from it. That's what normal companies do. And that's what the space sector should actually do. And the third thing is getting private equity and venture capital and institutional investors at a point where they understand, are not frightened of the space sector. We've done a very good job in making it very, very mystified, the space sector. It is not easy to understand. It is complicated. It is full of science and technology and men on the moon. It's not that, right? And we need to really demystify it for the investment community so that they can understand it as a simple investment proposition, understand the risks, potential rewards, and the potential returns. in the sector. So those are my three things that I would focus on if I could change anything immediately in the space sector.